Hey guys, you're welcome back to my channel. I'm Fatima Ramsey, and if you're new here, you're highly welcome. Please do well to subscribe to my channel and like my videos. I can't emphasize it. Subscribe, like, let's grow the family. So, today I am going to be talking about our educational system in this country. Guys, this affects each and every one of us. It affects you, it affects your children, it affects your children's children too. So guys, we need to do something about it. That's if we're still going to all stay in Nigeria, because I know a lot of us are running away and going abroad, right? But at the end of the day, there will still be Nigerians living in Nigeria, anyhow. So should we allow our educational system to just die off, or should we take a stand and find ways to better our educational system? So last Sunday the pastor was preaching in church, and then he just gave an example, and that example shocked me. He just talked about how here in Nigeria, to us, our educational system is acceptable. It's acceptable to us. But when we go out, it is not. So when he said that, I just felt like, oh, yes, now some of them are even using robots now. They're teaching them how to use robots and all of that in medicine and all of that. But I guess, but I didn't know the extent to which it got. Guys, I discovered that Nigeria, the universities in Nigeria, like we know even they the first 100. None of our universities they even the 500. I mean, none of our universities are even in the first 1,000 universities of the world. I was like, what? Like, not even in the first 1,000 universities in the world. Like, there is no university in Nigeria that has reached the level of that has reached or is in the first 1,000 universities in the world. Hey, fear catch me. Because here I was thinking that I have graduated. Guys, I just felt like me, ba, I need to go back to school again. Because, not be school I go. Eh? I beg. That undergraduate, you will suffer. Everything is difficult. They'll make life difficult for you. And at the end of the day, we are not even in the first 1,000. So why are we even suffering? What is the suffering for? See, and I'm also going to put up the link in the description box, so that you can go directly to the link and see the news and see the ranking. So guys, from the link that I will be sharing with you guys, you will see that University of Ibadan is the first Nigerian university to show up in the whole ranking of world universities, and it is 1,322. 1,322nd in the world. You guys should get me right too. Like, I understand that there are so many universities in the world, but the whole of Nigeria, all of the universities, there is no one that is up to standard that can even be in the first 1,000. Oh yeah, now Covenant University is 1,742. University of Nigeria is 1,805. Akwai damuwa. Akwai babban damuwa. There is serious problem. Because if at this stage we are at this level, think about it, in the next 10 years, because we are not seeing that our university system is improving in any way. It is derailing, right? So in the next, let's not even go too far, 10 years, how will our universities be like? How will the lecturers in the university be like? Guys, so when this thing came up, like when the whole issue of stay at home, schools were shut down, as a matter of fact, ASU had already started their strike, because every year it is a normal thing. Every year there will be strike. So we don't know when they started this year's version of their strike. After 2 weeks, they had to lock down, schools were shut down and all of that. So now he now decided that, okay, how will we get in contact with our students? Nigerian universities. Bam. One university, I'm not going to call the name of the university here. Someone was suggesting to a lecturer that why don't you have meetings on Zoom with your students? That lecturer didn't even know what Zoom is. He doesn't know the Zoom app. That's the app that people have been using, communicating with their staff, communicating with their students, teaching students. Even my nephew in the US, that is how old, he graduated online from kindergarten. Meanwhile, my nieces who are here, they don't even know what is happening in their third term. They don't know. Their lives are just there. We just did. Nothing is being done. Guys, the universities are not, they are not up to date. They are not abreast of the new technologies in the world. If even Zoom, some lecturers don't know. Wetin remain again? Let's just pack and start reading book and drawing 1+1 on the ground. Now wetin remain be that now? Because the world has passed us since tey. They are not bothered about this whole issue that has happened around the world where there is lockdown and they had to close down all of that. Nah. Most of the parts of the world are not bothered about that. Their lives, their schools have gone on as normal. The only issue is that they can't meet physically. I know that there is this issue of some parents cannot afford it. Some places, no network to be able to even do online classes. Some parents don't even have Android phones. We understand all of that because Nigeria, we have people who are up here, very wealthy. They don't even know what to do with money. Then we have people who are here begging for food for every meal they will eat. We understand all of that. But at least if our schools, not just universities now, will be able to at least try and move forward a little. Because when my dad tells me about how they were in University of Ibadan, how everything was taken care of for them. My mom will be telling me about when they were in WTC, all of that, when she was when how ABU too was, how UJ was. People will be telling you how schools were before. So what is happening? Can't we make progress? Abi is just backwards that Nigeria can be going. We can't be going forward also. We have reached one level that schools cannot be the way they are before. And the major reason why I said it is not even about the issue of the internet or the poverty situation in Nigeria. Let me shock you people. I'm not shocking you people because it is true. How many people are doing business studies or have done business studies? See, when I did business studies, that's at, I think in JS3 or so. That is in that my business studies that I did. It wasn't like far ago because it was in 2006 that I was in JSS3. Guess what? We learnt shorthand. They would teach you shorthand. Say business studies, clerical staff. You need to learn how to use shorthand. Till today, they are still teaching shorthand since the hundreds, not even the 80s. Shorthand is being taught in school till today. They are teaching children shorthand to do what with it. To today, I don't even know whether it is Arabic they taught us or what. I just know that the writing is somehow. Me too. I was not too interested. I just wanted to pass. And then these people will now come and tell us that we should learn and do what with it. Which clerical staff do you see in Nigeria that uses shorthand to take notes? A friend of mine was saying that we should go to courtroom and go and see drama. Nigeria, we can't make progress. Hey God, it's not a laughing matter. It is not even a laughing matter, but you just can't help but laugh. And when you see how we are still operating as if we're in the 80s, guys, say instead of Nigeria to encourage their students to work harder, they are lessening cut-off mark. They are now saying that cut-off mark can be 160. 160. Haba. 160. What are you saying? What does that mean? Cut-off mark to enter the university, 160. It was 180 before. Now it's 160. It was 200 before, became 180. Now it is 160. Before we know it, it will soon be 120. I think there was a time that they were contemplating that 120. Before we know it, if you have 80, just just enter the university so that they won't say Nigerians are not going to school. Is that right? It's not about the number of students that graduate every year. It's about the quality of their education. If everybody is graduating and nobody can speak English, because that's why we go to school now. We go to learn. We learn English, we learn maths, we learn biology, we learn physics, commerce. We learn all of these things. And then at the end of the day, people cannot write WAEC without chokes. People cannot write JAMB without chokes. People cannot write exams without copying. What have we done? Have we trained graduates who can be able to come out in the world and be able to defend their education? Remember that we are Nigerians. There's another issue again. I recently had this one just this week. This week has not even ended. I had that cut-off mark for common entrance exam going to secondary school from primary school all over the states in Nigeria they are all diversified. Some of these states, which I won't mention some of these states, male cut-off point is different from female cut-off point. So some of these states, their cut-off point some of it, you see 12, you see 9. While some cut-off points in some places are 80, 90, 100 and something. In some states, 8, 12, 18. What are we encouraging? Backwardness. People cannot read. They are graduating from primary school and entering secondary school. What were they taught? It is not the fault of the children. It is the fault of the educational system. Right? You employ people who are not educators. Right? They know nothing about education. They just read English. You come and employ the person in as a teacher to teach children English. Because I read it does not mean I'll be able to teach it. And that is why there is education as a course, right? So that you will learn how to teach. You will learn the principles of teaching and imparting knowledge. But nobody bothers about that one. As long as you have some money, you bribe, you get even a government job, a federal government teaching position, you're good to go. You don't know whether your students are working or not. You don't know whether your students understand what you're teaching or not. They are paying you salary every month. That is the only problem. How did we get here? How did we get here?